what do you get when you throw two natural born intuitive mediums together with a passion for animals and empowerment?
Spirits, angels, and guides. Oh my. I'm empowerment medium Tara Diana.
And I am intuitive medium Nancy Brady. Together, we focus on the good,
The bad,
and the ugly of working with the spirit realm.
but mostly we're focusing on the good.
Hello, Tara.
Hey.
Welcome back. For those of you who listen to us and watch us on YouTube, thank you again for joining us. And for those of you who are new,
Welcome. Here we are. It is a hot day in Vancouver, BC. And thank goodness, though, because it's taken so long for summer to come to us. And we have an amazing topic for today. I am excited. Nancy?
Yes, today's topic is just because you want it doesn't mean it's for you.
Now, this is an interesting one. So Nan and I have this really fun thing. Nan is the person who says, okay, Tara, we have to do a podcast. Get on here. And I'll be like, oh, I love doing them, but I'm tired. I'm over here. I'm over there. And she's like, hurry up. And then I always say to her, well, what's the topic? And she goes through the list and we pick a topic. And so this one came up. She says it. And I said, well, what does that mean? She's like, I don't know. And I'm like, that is awesome. We just throw topics together with no clue. But I said to her, I feel a connection to it in the sense of manifestation and intention setting, right? And I love this. The more I'm sitting here with it, Nan, the more I love it, the idea of it, because the whole premise of manifestation, intention setting is making it come to fruition.
And then the flip side of it, the example that I gave to Tara when we were talking about it is like, what is it? And I said, well, it could be anything. Like, so say you're coveting that special hot partner and you're like, oh, I need to be in a romantic relationship with them. And it doesn't come to fruition, but then down the road, someone better comes in.
Exactly. And the other ones that are really good that people do a lot of intention setting around are things like abundance. And they use the word abundance and they don't actually get down to the nitty gritty. Is it abundance of finances? Is it abundance of love? Is it abundance of ease? Like, what is the abundance? So in terms of manifestation, I always go with the whole thought process of the more right down to the nitty gritty you are about it, the more likely you're going to use the power words, the correct power words, the correct intention to set it forward. But let's go to what happens when it doesn't come to fruition, right? That's a big thing.
You know, and Tara, you and I talked about this before. Like when we're sitting and we're doing readings for people and spirit shows us things like you're going to be in a relationship, 3-6 months from now, maybe, da-da-da-da. And they hone on that and go, but it didn't happen.
And I need to say this is, I love you. This is why you and I work so well together. Because here's the thing. When you or I or anyone else gives a reading to someone and we start giving what Spirit's showing us, that was not about manifestation or intention setting. That is not a manifestation. That is, here's what we're seeing if you continue on the path you're going on.
Yes.
So that means that if you hear that and you're like, damn, I love that idea. That feels good to me. That's what I want to do. Then it's up to you to do the work to make it come to fruition.
Mic drop.
Thank you. Like, boom, baby. So let me go back to something I've brought up several times before. It's the idea of prayer. When we pray, when Tara doesn't pray, Tara sets intentions. But when someone prays and to a god or a goddess or Buddha, Krishna, whomever, and you're asking for guidance, you're asking for help, you're asking for something to happen, and it doesn't happen. First thing that most people do is blame the god, the goddess, etc., etc. God didn't help me. That's when people talk about losing faith.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Well, God didn't answer my prayers. And my whole philosophy is because you're asking the wrong person to do the work.
You got to look in the mirror, babies.
Right? You're asking the wrong person. Spirit, in whatever philosophy, religion you believe, whatever it is, Spirit works with us, not for us. So just because you are there,
Say that again.
Spirit works with us, not for us. So those of you in the back, embrace that. Because legitimately, the idea that we just have to give it to someone else, do you understand? And say to them, here, this is what I want, means that we don't feel it's necessary for us to do the work. We feel the work is asking for someone else to do the work. And I'm going to say hard stop on that. If you, in your humanness, because remember, we're given free will choice. We're here with purpose. We are spirits having that human experience. I see this being said all over the place now. I love it when people pick up catchphrases and everyone starts using them. We have to do the work. If you want an intention, then you have to do the work. Now, going back to the idea, Nan, that, okay, well, so-and-so spirit, my spirit guides, my goddess, whomever, didn't help me with this. Why is that? Am I not worthy? Am I, did I not set powerful intentions? Am I not doing the work? Why? And I'm going to tell, from my humble opinion, I have to keep saying that because I feel like I'm a know-it-all. Well, this is how it is. But from my personal experience, from my working with spirit, because remember, guys, I work with spirit all day, every day. So does Nan. But from my perspective, it is this. It is likely not for your highest and best at this time. So cut that in two. Not your highest and best at this time.
It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. And
Yes.
I just return back to the idea of prayer and it not happening. You're giving your power away. Giving your power away. I absolutely believe there is a multitude of things out there. God, ascended masters, whatever it is. I believe in all of that. I believe there's another side. I believe we all return to source. But returning to the soul, living a human experience, you got to sit in your power. You got to sit in your power and you got to do the work. Like, that's the biggest thing. And I believe when you do the work, the universe goes, that's awesome. And then the timing is sort of divinely falls into place.
And I find that the tools start dropping.
Yeah.
And I want to say this, the tool might be legitimately, I don't know why I keep using that word like I'm faking things, legitimately. It might just be the idea that this isn't the right time or that is not the right thing.
Yes.
That is not the right thing. So now you can shift, reassess, shift, and adjust.
And when you say that, I like when you started out this conversation, the more specific and detailed people can be, the easier it's going to be to manifest what you want. But be open to receive what you get. And I'm going to qualify that and explain it a little bit. And I'll use relationships because that's the one money and relationships, a lot of people. So suddenly you've been praying to have love. You've been praying to have that person in your life. And suddenly you're wanting Jason Momoa. And that's the only person you're going to have in your life is Jason Momoa. And suddenly someone else shows up and he's not your type. And he doesn't really look how you wanted your partner to look. But isn't he perfect? And isn't he a great fit for you? And isn't he exactly who's meant to be for you? Right? So be open to receiving different things. Don't be so focused on just the one thing. Like, it's good to zero in and it's good to be specific, but be flexible when you're presented with the results.
Because, and you know what? I'm going to tell a cute story in a second because you just literally described how I got together with my husband. Like, literally described it. So, and that's the flow of the energy. If it's not happening, if Jason Momoa is too busy selling his vodka or whatever he sells, or, being Aquaman, riding a seahorse, if he's too busy doing that and he does not have the time of day for you, that's okay, boo-boo. That's okay. Because that means that your need to be with Jason Momoa doesn't meet his need to be with you. Fair enough. Cool beans, right? Maybe you'll meet him in passing on a seahorse in the ocean one day.
Well,
But
he's my freebie.
He's your freebie? I love that. I love that. I love Jason Momoa. But my thing here, never mind. Okay. My thing here, I just went to go down a whole different rabbit hole. My fear is this, that we would be given that tool that this is not coming to fruition. This is not happening. I'm putting all the intentions into it. And that would be a lot of work. Can we just dive into that for a second?
Let's do it.
Tell my story. Let's just dive in. That would be a hell of a lot of work to bring that to fruition, because one, you got to be able to be in that space. It's not like they're going to suddenly drop Jason Momoa down the chimney for you. And there, Santa's like, whoa, Nancy needs Jason. There he is. And he falls into your lap. You would have to be doing a lot of work to make that happen. I think this is where people get fundamentally off kilter when they start making intentions and setting manifestations. Is they're like, I'm sitting at home, I'm using power words and doing all this. But if you're sitting at home and Jason is in wherever he's from, I know he spends time in the States, but he also spends time in Hawaii and whatnot, and he's over there. How is that connection? You are literally going to have to pack your little bag and tootle off to where he is, because that would be the first step of making this come to fruition. Am I wrong?
Nope.
So realistically, you may become a stalker if you actually do that.
Yeah, I'm not encouraging our listeners to become stalkers. This is just an example.
But I do believe that the viewers in the audience that are listening are going to get the point of this.
Yeah.
You can manifest until you're blue in the face, and it can be meant to come to fruition. But the work has to be done. The movement has to be done. People always say, am I going to meet the love of my life? And I always say, what are you doing to meet the love of your life? Are you sitting at home? And some of the women giggle so hard, and they're like, yeah. And I'm like, well, then how are you getting out there and meeting anyone? So you've got to do the work. You got to pay attention to what's given to you. And you've got to take the loss.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? You got to be able to be like, okay, you know what? I love Jason Momoa with all my heart. He is the one true love I'm ever going to have. And I know that I'm meant to be with him. But I also know that I am not. And this is where people are going to be like, ooh, Tara, you spicy thing. I'm not willing to pack my bags and to tootle off to wherever and try to meet him.
Yeah.
And just put myself, in the parking lot of the movie theater, the movie set, or, I'm not willing to get noticed. I don't know how to do it. Like, the work doesn't get done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So you can want something. You can be using powerful words. You can be setting the intentions at home and light your candle, get your goddess, love it up, and still not have it happen. Not because it's not meant to be, but because the additional work that has to be done, the manifestation is the easy part.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Right? The manifestation is the easy part. So it comes back to, again, that whole thing of, is this for my highest and best? Now, is it for your highest and best that you desert your friends and family that are here? You pack a little pink bag, because it would be a pink bag. You pack your little pink bag, right? You grab your teddy under your arm and you catch the first flight to, I don't know why I keep wanting to go to Hawaii with Jason Momoa, but I'm going to Hawaii. I don't know why that is. My spidey senses aren't working that way right now. And I'm going to go there and you get there and you leave everyone behind, and then it still doesn't come to fruition. He walked past you. He didn't say hello. You weren't on his radar, right? Just because it's your manifestation does not mean it's their manifestation.
Mic drop again.
I'm good at this mic drop thing.
You really are. Today you've had two. It's very good.
I think we should also keep track of triggers and mic drops. Carry on.
Yeah. I think I think we're up to 869 of Tara's triggers. But, you're absolutely right, because it's not necessarily, we sit down on the other side and we plan out all of these key points we have to hit. But again, we're humans with free will. So, just because you write out in your life plan that you're going to be married, you can take about 72,000 different paths to get to that point and meet how many different people. And this tends to, as you all know, I listen to a lot of books, and there was a really cool one about, I'll have to figure out the name of it. I'll look it up while you're talking next. And it was all about when you get to a certain point. So let's say you're out there, you're planning, you've got 3 or 4 people who say, okay, I want to get married, and you're saying I want to get married, and you're all agreeing at some point you're going to meet one of them. And so, but then they've got that agreement with, say, a whole bunch of other people too. And it's like a spider web. So whatever path, it's like a choose your own adventure book. Do you remember those?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I used to love those.
yeah, me too. And you could go down every single adventure and you're never in the wrong place. It's just shifts and changes.
It's your choice.
Your choice, but it's also their choice.
And that is the biggest thing that people get caught up on. They never put the thought process into, okay, this isn't just about me. Now, take aside from the relationships, think about money that same way. Okay, I'm sitting in lack. I would like to have abundance. And so I'm putting out the energy that I'm seeing a massive mountain of $100 bills, American, and I'm seeing all this beautiful energy, and I'm seeing all this abundance, and I'm feeling it, and where is it? Why isn't it coming? Why isn't it? That to me is more of a lesson in the manifestation field. What are you doing to make that happen? Mm-hmm. And so, there was a conversation I had with a lovely lady. She asked me if I would talk. She's a metaphysical practitioner. She asked if I would give some tips on how my business runs as well as it does, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, normally I would say make an appointment, but I was like, no, I'll have a conversation with you. And then all of a sudden she backed out of it. She was like, no, I'm feeling very low right now. And I feel like I'm just going to give up the business and do something else because I feel like I'm in lack. And I said, fair enough. I said, she goes, I'm going to pause for the summer. And I was like, that actually, as soon as she said that, I'm like, I think I should have paused for the summer. But I said to her, well, don't go into the headspace of, I'm not going to do that. And I talked to her in a bit of a different way and said, here, think about this while you're on pause. Think about your visibility. Think about, what is it you're truly offering? I said, maybe narrow it down. With me, I know that I offer a lot, and I offer a lot of different people. It's not just about Tara. It's about a lot of different people, right? So, narrow it down a little bit. And I was talking to her about this, but she kept coming back to worrying about, finances. And fair enough, we should worry about finances. That is not, I don't care when I hear people say, don't think about it in lack. Oh, shut up. You get to have an opportunity to be fearful of money if that's where you're at, because that makes you start thinking about it. It's how you think about it. That's the problem. So if you're like, I don't have enough, then you don't have enough. Okay, fair enough. Own it, validate it. Now, what are you going to do about that? Are you going to sit and just make these manifestations? Money show up at my doorstep. Money come to me in a balloon. Money just come. Are you just going to do that? Or are you going to be like, help me find the piece missing from my business? Let me see a different job avenue that would bring me abundance in some manner. Give me the tool to find the person who can, I just using it from my place, can brand me, right? Like I'm just using my stuff. Yeah. That's you doing the work. Just praying for a lotto ticket is not going to be it.
No,
it's not going to be it, because the whole lotto thing is we should do another show on that. But that's not in it. That's not where it flows. So you really got to realize that making a manifestation, being powerful and purposeful in it, is just the beginning of it.
Thank you.
And don't ever be upset if it doesn't happen. You can be disappointed. We all get disappointed. Nan and I were talking about my disappointment. I get disappointed in all sorts of things. And we were talking about that. But the thing is that what you do with that disappointment is how you move into your next step. So do you let it consume you and define you, or do you be like, okay, that didn't work?
And then get back up and try it again. Try something different.
And that can be consuming too. And I get it, because I'm waiting for the person to send us a message and be like, well, Tara, I've tried different things. Keep going.
Yeah, don't give up.
We weren't made to give up. And that's what was when I was talking to this lovely woman, she's in another country, another time zone. And I was talking to her and I said, just, if you're going to go on pause, do a little bit of the work on pause. Reevaluate.
Yeah.
Right? Redefine what feels good for you. Refocus. Those are the things. So, Nan.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell a story about Mike.
Okay.
Super fast.
I'm going to tell the people the book I was talking about is called Journey of Souls by Michael Newton.
Oh, nice. Okay. Journey of Souls by Michael Newton. We'll get Vanessa to put that in the...
Nope. We're going to take that back. It is, mind you, that is a good book as well.
I was going to say, it's a good book or it wouldn't be mentioned.
Yeah. Your Soul's Gift by Robert Schwartz. Robert Schwartz writes a bunch of stuff that is pretty cool.
Okay. Robert Schwartz.
About soul planning and stuff on the other side if you're interested in that. Okay, Mike's story. Let's go.
Super quick. My husband looks like a biker. He's bald. He's got now he's got a beard. But when I knew him, he had a long goatee with a mustache. When I knew him, I still know him. When I got together with him. Anyway, mechanic, very, very, no tattoos, nothing like that. But he did have a biker kind of feel to him, a biker kind of look. And I remember thinking to myself, this guy is so not my type. I was into the long hair. Back then, tattoos, kind of leather jackets, the more of the, I don't know, let's call it heavy metal kind of thing back then. And so when I met him, though, I was like, I have no idea. He's such a nice guy, but I have no idea how this is ever. It's just, I don't know if it's us, right? Don't know. Anyway, best thing ever happened to me. Absolutely best thing. Was not my type at all. Just not. Even my dad said that to me. Well, look at this. Someone with their hair longer than yours. Not my hates tattoos, and I am fully tattooed. I wasn't back then as much as I am now, but we've been together 27 years or something. So, but there you go. Completely different mindset of who I thought would be in my life, who was my ideal kind of guy. And then this other person just waltzes in, and it's just like sunshine and happiness.
That's the same with me and Len. He is the first blonde guy I ever dated.
No.
And I dated a lot of bad boys, and he walked in, best thing ever.
And
30 years later.
There you go, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we just aged ourselves.
We really did.
So I'm just going to put final words of wisdom in from Tara. Manifestation and intention setting is to bring to fruition something that you have a real strong passion for, that's going to bring you purpose, that's going to empower you and others around you. But you can want something, need something so bad and still not do the work to make it happen. Spirit works with us. They will give us the tools. They will show us directions. We have to make sure in our human state that we are in the highest and best self-worth place, that we can be able to be open, have our third eyes expand, to be able to be open to see, feel, hear, and know what Spirit is giving us, and not be afraid of the shift, adjust aspect of manifestation.
And the last word I'm going to add to that is enjoy the journey. Enjoy the moments, enjoy the time, because don't worry so much about what's in the future.
Never a failure, always a lesson.
Exactly. On that note, thank you everyone who's been listening. If you liked us, refer us to your friends. If you liked us, click the thumbs up and give us stars and all that, things like that, because it helps get us to the top of search engine on our wee little podcast. You can always find me at Nancy Christine Brady and all the handles, and you can find Tara at
Here in Essence by Tara Diana.
Excellent. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see you you'll hear us next time if you don't watch us on YouTube.
Bye.